one's a centre, but expect riv rattlers and audacious offloads from them both. At a ground steeped in history, it is important to remember that these Tigers are cubs in the grand scheme of things. This is only their second season in the PWR, the best domestic competition in the women's game. And this sort of occasion is very, very new to them. Arguably, the next 80 minutes from Roisin McBrien and her women, the biggest in their existence. 16,237 watched Quins do battle with the reigning champions here last year, and they are eyeing something up, starting with a 2 today, which would be a 4th consecutive world record of its kind. How fitting that would be. Almost exactly 9 months out from the 2025 World Cup final, which will be played right here on this immaculate emerald rectangle, and for which the Red Roses are red hot favourites. Plenty of those dreaming of that World Cup, and perhaps even of its final, are lining the tunnel, the guts of the Allianz Stadium right now, about to run out in club colours. Quins women, part of a big game doubleheader for just the 4th time. Chasing a world record, but much more importantly, hunting Tigers, and what would be an 8th straight campaign win. It has been 78 long days since Ross Chisholm's side lost a match. They have bagged 34 out of a possible 35 table points since Gloucester Hartpury got the better of them just across the road from here in round 2. They are bursting with confidence right now, and rightly so. And it doesn't hurt that the best player in the world has just signed a multi-year contract extension. Hollywood gets the whistle this afternoon. Callum Howard and James Cornell the flags. Dan Jones is hopefully left with more than just bounties in the TMO Trucks celebrations tub. Delivery right on time for this one. Tash Jones will rip into this Christmas cracker for us. Quins in their bespoke big game glad rags. Tigers all in white. A majestic setting for a big, big game. Hold on to your paper crowns. It's Langi Tuima's to gather, and she finds herself engulfed immediately. Batted backwards, but ball stays red. Quins specially robed for the occasion. And there's their captain behind the ruck there, Jade Conkle. Barking orders, preparing for this exit.
It's taken back.
It's Kaylee Powell who gets the job done. And that a right tester for Canada's Claire Gallagher, who can't gather safely. Ball knocked on. Quins will have the put in. And this the clash of the league's 2 finest scrums, statistically speaking. Watching on a man who knows a thing or two about playing in these occasions. I asked him yesterday how many he'd featured in. Started counting on his fingers and gave up. But what he did say was, these are the days of your career that you remember.
Destabilised it.
This is an unbelievable opportunity, he said to the girls before they ran out here. So grasp it with both hands.
Just wait for my call. That's all right. Crouch! Bind!
Before stands slowly starting to populate with fans. Packer feeds. Out it comes, awkward pass skittles for Kaylee Powell, who loves to run. We're getting used to seeing her with 10 on her back, but she still plays like a fullback. Although on this occasion, ball loose. And with Roisin McBrien, this Charlotte Frey. Double shot
Still under scrum advantage.
Leany and Fleming combining that.
Okay, always under pressure. Back to the knock-on over here.
So back we come, and a chance to say hello and welcome to Mohan, who has dashed up to the 4th floor here at the Allianz Stadium. You've not missed much, but the atmosphere, oh, it is crackling, isn't it?
No, it really is. You can feel the sense of anticipation as well around the crowd. Awesome start to the game. Brilliant win for me, for Leicester there. I know Lucy Packer will be disappointed with that ball at the back. Really good pressure from Amy Ralph, but a great attacking opportunity. You see Leicester as well, all come to the near side here, so there's nobody on that far side. Quins deciding to leave somebody there, so interesting to see whether they take that.
There's no deception here. Tash Jones waiting for it. She's got Evie Wills on her shoulder, and Meg Jones, a world-class operator, as Chisholm called her in the week. Omakwule swiftly from the pack and calling for it on that far touchline, but instead it's Emily Henrich, the US Eagle, who carries into heavy traffic. This now Jones, now Omakwule. A 23-year-old from Calgary who has been pulling up trees in a Tigers jersey. First penalty goes the way of the visitors.
Number 5, not rolling, set the player ball. Not again.
Yeah, interesting to see here. Like I said, I anticipated that they might go back down there, just a shift play. Will's looking to bring all of the defence across to the left-hand side and then sending it back, but didn't quite work out how Leicester would have liked.
This edge. Okay, you're on the edge.
Tash Jones.
Yeah.
Such a steady hand at the till of the 34-year-old, one of a select group of Tigers who've made 40 appearances for this new outfit. They really missed her, didn't they, after the first couple of rounds? She had to withdraw with injury up against your girls in the opener. They're so pleased to have her back.
Yeah, absolutely. Just somebody there that steadies the ship. I've been lucky enough to play with Tash Jones for Lichfield, which was awesome back in the day. But yeah, it's great to see her still pulling the strings out there.
Tuima finds Pena, newly arrived from Barcelona, the 7 superstar, who's got her hands full. Fran McGee's got her hands full with her, manages the strip. Brilliant from the Scottish flyer. Here goes Frey. First visit to the 22, and the penalty advantage.
Off it, next, put it down, just here. 14.
Really good work, isn't it, from Fran McGee, just finding the ball, making sure that she gets arms over as they're trying to get that ball out of the maul. Harlequins, she just manages to get a paw in there, swipe it back towards her own side. Really good pressure from Leicester. They need to make it count now. They're only 28% when they get into the opposition red zone, into that 22 at the minute, converting into points, but real good steal. You just see targeting the ball straight away. Let's see if they can make this count.
Safe with the line out, well played. Cocaine finding her captain, and now they begin to rumble. One more try all season. They really struggle to make these count, but this is better. Still they creep onwards towards the whitewash. Oh, it's got another shove, it's got some more momentum. Hollywood gets down low to have a look. Still short, Jones delays the pass, up and on this time to Wills. Desperate work at the breakdown. Quins' hands all over the ball, but it stays white for now. 6 metres the difference between Leicester Tigers and their first ever try in Twickenham. This has been a work on of theirs. Hudson speaking in the week about how they wanted to drill home every phase they could, keep the ball in hand and get it to the danger woman. And Leicester's foremost Tiger with an almighty roar. Look at what it means. This is a big game for them too.
That lady on screen is fantastic. She is a big game player, but just look at this. I think if Amy Ralph turns around here, she's actually over the line. I really didn't want her to pass that ball. Wills does really well to stay strong in that contact. Kaylee Powell trying to rip, and just to change of direction. Megan Jones doesn't need any more invitation than that. Absolutely fantastic finish. I don't think anyone was sold with the dummy, but it doesn't matter when you run with intent like that. Game on.
She'll convert her own too. 7-0, first blood to Leicester. And there she is with the trademark cowboy celebration right in Ellie Kildunne's face.
So they're all cowboys, so I think that was just a bit of a joke. But yeah, just a brilliant finish. Knows when to dive. right in Ellie Kildunne's face. Ellie Kildunne will have enjoyed that as well. I imagine that we'll see a bit of a response from her. Just shout out to all the Cowboys watching on as well.
Yee-haw, Tigers lead.
I'm going to get a lot of stick for that, so apologies for anyone else that's going to come at me now.
Well, that, very interesting. Hudson spoke this week about how much Leicester struggle with restarts, and with anything that involves gifting possession back to opponents, they frequently concede off kickoffs.
It's the classic coach killer, isn't it? But all you have to do in that moment is just retain possession, look after the ball, get a clean exit. Megan Jones has done that time and time again for any club she's played for and for England, so she knows exactly how to do that. She'll be really frustrated. Your advantage at the minute, you've got 7 points up. No one's really expecting them to come here and cause that upset because Harlequins are 7 on the bounce, and little moments like that are so critical. Fantastic line-out steal though.
Okay, hands away.
Little moments and the difference of a hand passing down a line-out ball. Tigers have it back. They're 4 metres from their own try line. And exits another area they have really struggled with this year.
Stop there.
Back to Jones. She gets excellent height on that and good distance too, under a lot of pressure.
You can see her blow the cheeks out. She knows how important that was, but just the depth that Natasha Jones has to go to be able to give herself time to exit because of how high she wants to kick that ball. She doesn't, if she stood 5 metres further up, then they're outside the 22, which makes a massive difference in terms of Harlequins, what lineouts you can call, what strikes you can run off it.
And it's a good line out. Don't let the last one fool you. Harlequins use this as a weapon time and again. And speaking of weapons, here comes Conkle.
Penalty advantage, no
cannonball in a rugby jersey, and it's earned them an advantage. So they have a free shot here. When will they take the handbrake off? Packer finds Calendar. Powell is in there and over the ball. Packer again. Recharged. She's had a whole fortnight off. All of that crisp service that we're so accustomed to from the Red Rose. Tarani's carry. And this now Leanie, the Wallaroo, in support. Calendar placed that back excellently. Powell out. Try time! Claudia Peña scoring at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham to strike right back for the hosts.
It's a really patient finish from Harlequins, isn't it? Ball retention. Look at the timing of this pass. Alex Calendar just jumps out. She knows exactly where Conkle is. It's almost a no-look to her back row. And then Lucy Packer just at the base, nice and quick, knows exactly when to send it out to the back. Lovely timing a pass from Kaylee Powell as well. A brilliant finish. They were queuing up to score that one in the corner.
Just soars wide, that one, but the two outside centres going toe-to-toe. We're averaging more than a point a minute. One visit each, one try each.
Hold it there, time's off this blood.
Yeah, it's really nice work from Harlequins, isn't it? Real patient build-up.
Okay, cool, yeah, time's off.
And a fantastic finish in the corner, but so disappointing for Leicester after going up early on the scoreboard, having all of the territory, all of the possession.
Just going to take her head.
And then to come away and concede after not taking and exiting cleanly, it'll be really disappointing.
Well, Al Cal, as she's affectionately known, looks to be staying on. She's got some serious claret on her face there.
Yeah, let's do that,
What an impact she has had since signing from Brython Thunder in the Celtic Challenge this season, the former Worcester Warrior. I mean, her stats, to quote Connie Powell, have been wild, week in, week out. But it's more than that, isn't it? It's the energy she brings to proceedings.
Yeah, she's brilliant around the pitch as well. I think Harlequins are averaging many more turnovers this year, and that's probably a reason is Al Cal on screen. She's brilliant over the ball. She has so much energy around the pitch, and she's definitely galvanising this team and seems to be loving her rugby down here. As she said in pre-match, she's buzzing.
Everyone's buzzing based on the pre-match. And it says a lot about your squad depth when you can bring off someone like Alex Callender and bring on a Red Rose, a World Cup athlete in Harriet Miller-Mills, who traded Sandy Park for the Stoop this season. That absolutely on the money from Leicester Tigers. They are bang up for this one.
As a kicker, you want to see someone challenge that ball, though, when you put it right on the money like that. Fantastic turnover on the floor, though.
McGee brings Leicester Tigers up to halfway. Ralph played over 500 minutes in a Tigers jersey this year. Omnipresent, the scrum half, and that cute from Jones onto her midfield partner, Wills. Quick ball here, front foot stuff from Leicester. Ralph finds Gallagher in this time at first receiver, and then that intricate as well in the midfield. Head coach Hudson, a former fly half himself, he's all about attacking rugby, and they were weaving some nice patterns there. Go quickly through Amy Cockayne. Former Harlequin, of course, and then Abby Fleming there just getting caught up in the midfield. Much brighter from the kickoff.
Discipline now, Quins.
Yeah, it's clever play, isn't it? The warning's already come in for discipline,
Offside.
So Hollywood in the middle knows that they're up against it. Interesting call for me, Megan Jones going for post here. Yeah. She's obviously backing herself, back in the range. Important that they come away with points from this, though, because again, they've not really had a lot of possession. The territory's all been in the middle of the pitch. They've not really created anything, so if they can get another 3 here, well, they do face a kickoff afterwards if they do, so that's something they need to tidy up, but it'll be a brilliant start for Leicester Tigers.
.41 metres. She'll need the driver for this one, Meg Jones, who was last here against Ireland in the Six Nations for the Red Roses. Bagged a brace that day. She's got a try, a conversion, and not quite the distance there. Flag stay down.
22.
The gap remains 2.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
I would have loved to have seen them stick it in the corner, especially when you've got Amy Cockayne, one of the best line-out flowers in the game. You can pretty much back your line out wherever it goes, so interesting for me that they went for the sticks, but love the ambition of it, just get that scoreboard ticking.
Omakwale. It's got such explosive first step. She really does accelerate from the line. The Canadian revelation. Speaking of revelations, we know all about this woman. Jones meets Tuima. Picked up, dumped down. How about the shot there? Fabulous work. And that was from Beth Wilcock. Nice support line there from Brian, but didn't have the hands to gather. So McGee scampers back and ball trickles into touch.
You don't see this very often.
Quins on the edge here, please.
Brilliant timing by Wilcox, just nice and low, driving through. Obviously, Tuima being dragged across.
Yeah.
But knowing Meg Jones, that'll only make her even better in the next phase. Good nudge as well from Lucy Packer, seeing that backfield space, obviously on turnover ball. Hard for everyone to get into the backfield and cover it quickly. She would have been praying that would have rolled on for the 50-22, but...
Not straight. Not straight. Option.
Good opportunity. And there's me jinxing Amy Cockayne. I'm just saying that she's one of the best line-out throwers in the game.
Scrum or line out. Let's
well, best hooker in the world, if you believe her coach. Tom Hudson, top try scorer at the last World Cup. Such a brilliant personality about the place. But the line-out has creaks of late. They lost 6 of them against Saracens last time out. Below their usual standards. Whereas Connie Powell, who's on throwing duties now for Harlequins, someone you know very well, rarely misses. And that was neat. Look at the speed with which they're through to the midfield. Little pop pass from Tuima onto Conkle, who beats one and then carries 2 with her. What an afternoon she enjoyed at Franklin's Gardens. but more on that later. Because Tigers thought for a second they'd won it back.
That was wild. I wasn't sure that was going to be pinged, but you can't go off your feet in and around a metre of that ball.
And Quins decide they're going to do exactly what Tigers opted out of down the other end. Tuima scopes this one out. Doesn't quite find touch, that's the risk. If you will throw the dice. McGee, look at her go, beating a handful of Harlequins and now carving her way. 40 metres made by the Scottish flyer. Kildunne on litter picking duties on Aquilay, left floundering in her wake. Two of the most exciting backs in the British game with key involvements.
It's a lovely run by McGee, isn't it? Awareness of where that line is so she doesn't step out. And for all money, sometimes when your wingers are coming in field like that, you're just thinking, run straight, go hard. But brilliant. I think she mishits this one. Unfortunate for Harlequins that they haven't got the knock on, but potentially that was the advantage that Ellie Kildunne kicked away.
Again, line out comes a cropper, and Connie Powell fancies a nudge.
50-22
it might work out really nicely. The 50-22 was on, but it didn't quite find touch. We mentioned her support lines already. She really is an all-court hooker as Powell. Jones is over that one. This now Katie Childs in the bright yellow boots, wearing 7 for the first time in her career, the Swedish centre.
Just stop there.
Looking to exit from deep. They have really taken it to Harlequins, have Tigers. That one. Slightly mishit from Gallagher, and it lands neatly in Neumann's breadbasket, and Neumann, who is so evasive, is jostled down by Aquilay. Potentially a try saver there from the Canadians. This Harlequins' second visit. They've been points perfect so far. Kildunne with a jinking, tricksy step before eventually she is hauled to turf by Gallagher. Pena looking for the stab through. Ball beats Packer. Back we come for the penalty. These are starting to mount.
Number 15, not rolling.
Yes, a lot of penalties mounting up for both sides, isn't it?
On the 5.
It's a lovely initial break, though. For me, that ball has to go further down the pitch. You do not want to give your strike runners like Neumann that amount of space coming onto the ball. Brilliant tackle from Aquilay. And then look at this. Look at this feet. In and out. Absolutely fantastic. So difficult to defend.
Clean line out ball. More rumbling. Ball crashing down. A hulking rumble for a big, big game. Quins have their second. They hit the front for the first time at the Allianz Stadium, and Connie Powell has 7 tries for the season. She is in red hot form, and she started it and then finished it.
Yeah, it's brilliant drills, isn't it? Right at the front. Sarah Bonner reaching across to take that one, and nice and tight from everyone else. You just see them spin out, and that more tumbles through. Connie Powell is always finishing that one.
Try's good.
Great drills from Harlequins.
It's been a massive emphasis this season. The maul tries from Harlequins, such a good way to just ensure you've got 1 or 2 of those tries in the bag in a league in which bonus points are at a premium. That one that Tuima will not want to watch back. Well, let's head to the Tigers camp, shall we, and get the thoughts of Tom Hudson, who I believe has been found somewhere in here by our very own Ashley Wilmot.
Thanks, Claire. Tom, before the game, we were talking about how your team are going to be targeting that 22. You've made 1 visit, you've converted it, so you must be pleased with the start that you've had so far, despite conceding the 2 tries.
I know, we did. It's the first time we've brought something in and we've executed it and it's worked. So it was I mean, the celebration from Meg probably said it all. It's something that we don't, it's not just a one-trick pony. We probably want to try and use it some more, but we've got to try and get in that 22 first.
I mean, you mentioned Meg Jones. She loves these huge occasions, as do we all, but it's a real step up for some of your players who've never potentially played a stadium quite like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's the case for all of us, but it's the case each week. You know, we're always hitting new targets. There's so many new things going on, new benchmarks, new people playing. So this is just a really nice a landmark of, oh, go on then, Evie. Sorry, everyone. Just a really nice example of us just growing together.
I mean, what's key defensively now? Because you really need to keep them away from that 22, don't you?
The key defensively is attack. You've probably seen that we are just desperate to starve this incredible attacking mechanism that is Harlequins and just take ball away from them. Sorry, I keep pausing. So the key to defence is attack. Obviously, we want to make sure they're not getting line breaks and giving them easy ins, but we're just going to try and starve this team of ball.
Great to speak to you. We'll leave you to concentrate, Tom. Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just on the edge. It's their line out.
Keeping the ball is so important, but also is nailing your lineouts. When you have set piece, you have to be able to convert it. I've spoken about how great she is. They've lost 3 out of 4 so far, so this is so important that they come out with the ball off this.
Ball.
Safe and simple. Cocaine to Omakwale, and this now Frey pinwheeling into the 22. If attack is the best form of defence, according to Coach Hudson. Let's see. And these Leicestershire Ramparts hold up ball in hand. Eva Donaldson of Scotland. Childs, an open side flanker for the very first time. She was sick and tired by all accounts of being left out of the match day 23. She said, Tom, what can I do to get a starting berth? And he said, a bit short on back rowers at the moment. She said, give me 2 weeks to prove myself. And apparently she has been barnstorming in training. So here she is, wearing 7 today. And finding herself in the passing lane there, but somehow they recycle it and get it to Jones, who straightens, fixes, finds Henrich out on the wing. Tackle had to be made there by Miller Mills and was. In over the ball like a clamp as Kildunne flies in, effects the turnover. Neumann pegs it upfield and dashes after it, so too does Kildunne. Touchline beats them all.
Okay, time off. Number 20, blood replacement.
Harsh. Normally the 9s are protected, especially in the laws of the game at the minute. Brilliant option from Neumann just to dab that on her toe. Knows that nobody is back there. There's a little boost from the Harlequins fans. Seeing Alex Callender run back on the pitch. Nothing against Miller Mills, but she is brilliant.
She's had all that time on the touchline. She's not managed to fix her hair, which I swear from within 30 seconds of any game of rugby kicking off, Alex Callender's scrunchie is clinging on by fingertips.
Tigers time will go back on.
No, the thing is, you need somebody else to do that for you. She needs a platter.
Quins on the edge of the line.
Can't do much with
You guys
that.
step
There's no
across,
point
they're
either,
gonna
it's
be
just
on
going to
that
come back out.
Step across her on the edge.
Lashes around the place as she goes about her
Time back
bruising
on.
business.
Ball.
Well, they've hit on a safer winning formula here, Tigers. They're keeping these line out short.
Don't
They're
change
finding Omakwale.
Okay, your shoulders are off.
Ralph all
Rejoin.
too happy
Shoulders are off.
to lurk at the back of this small bite her time. It's Cocaine instead who plays distributor, and that nice out the back to Jones, who's really wellied that. McGee with the chase. Her head-to-head with Kildunne has been delicious, and offsets Kildunne, tiptoeing down Twickenham touchlines. Jones ahead of her, just about ricochets the ball. But I'll tell you what, she is bang up for this one, Kildunne.
She is. I think
Tigers.
McGee's
On
had
the
her in her
edge.
pocket a little bit
You
at the
guys are on the
start,
edge
so
of the
this
one.
one was just to prove a point, I think. But brilliant break, lovely handoff, just as McGee goes to make that tackle. As she dips, she's just pushed her into the floor, let her own body weight take her down. Great footballing from Megan Jones as well to stop that. Or is it cricket? I'm not really sure. Long barrier.
Try scorer Powell finds Sarah Bonner, who's another one who loves an occasion like this. Callender's first real involvement since returning, all scrubbed up and squeaky clean, is to carry hard into the guts of the Tigers' defence. Kaylee Powell does the same. Fellow Welshwoman. Packer. Delicate dab through from Kildunne. McGee's worked hard to come in off her wing and hoover that one up.
Some more.
Some of the shots coming in the midfield. These are two sides who put in a lot of dominant tackles, and it's got the job done there. Childs finding Omakwale. Bundles over the top of Conkle, which is a bit of a collector's item.
Okay, white retreat.
Better from Gallagher. That one lower and questing. Kaylee Powell with a run-up, which is not something you want to afford the Welshwoman, but the tackle was well made by Ralph. Tarani onto Tuima. Powell is in there.
Penalty advantage, high tackle.
Arm comes out. High tackle being made
Take
in
a step.
the midfield.
Step 7.
Quins
Keep that
queuing
mark,
up
please,
around the
lads.
corner there, peppering the blind side.
Still under penalty advantage.
Jones clinging to Conkle there like a
Number
limpet.
2, high tackle, always upright.
Referee's patience wears thin, and so too does
Okay.
Amy Cocaines.
Over here.
Yeah, it's just the classic Quins out the
Over here.
back, and then
Just getting the mark right.
lovely little
2,
no look
high
from
tackle,
Langy Tweemer.
always upright.
Amy Cocaine was well matched to it, but just needed to dip that body height on Connie Powell. She might have looked quite aggrieved, but I think it was quite a fair penalty.
Lovely banana-ing effort into the corner there from Tuima. She doesn't look too chuffed with it, and to be fair, they do have a good 17
Oh, it's not on your time.
metres or so to go from here, but look at the efficiency from Harlequins. Look at the efficiency from both sides, Mo. That's such an improvement from Tigers.
Yeah, it really is. They should have had more opportunities to get in there, though, if their line-out had been functioning and if they would have chosen to kick some penalties down into that corner. But they'll definitely be happy, especially if they can keep Harlequins out in this little bit of play.
8 more tries for the campaign and counting for Harlequins. Big involvement there, though. Cocaine likes that one.
Substruction, fast to break away.
I'm enjoying the little battle that's starting to unfold between Connie Powell and Amy Cocaine at the minute.
Well, we're nowhere near done with you at full time. Rudimental will be taking to the pitch to help those at the Allianz Stadium feel the love before it is Smith versus Pollard in Big Game 16. We'll then be waiting all night for Sunday's rugby action. Chiefs host Cherries down at Sandy Park. Before we lay it's all on you with the rugby review. Another line-out comes a cropper for Leicester Tigers. It is their Achilles heel today, no doubt about it. Pena, the try scorer, finding Wilcock. Player of the match as Quins took that big derby win against Saracens. Lovely offload from Conkle, who is so swiftly to her feet. Powell's carry, getting them fine front foot ball here. In the absence of Nicole Wythe, wearing 6 is Abby Fleming, who thunders into the white defensive wall. Calendar next to have a tilt.
Okay,
They're so abrasive, Harlequins. Every carry a furious one. Powell dancing daintily, beats 1, 2, 3, 4, will score! Well, they're in snazzy new big game kit, but it's the same old Harlequins, and it is delightful to watch.
Yeah, it's a brilliant try, isn't it? Just the width that Harlequins are playing. Lovely tip at the line from Jay Concourt. Alice Calendar picking through the ruck, keeping defence guessing. And it's just a deception on the ball for me from Langy Tweemer. You don't know if she's going at the line, if she's pulling out the back, if she's missing the person in front. Take nothing away from the finish. Brilliant feat from Kaylee Powell. And she ran it round nice and close for the try assist at Langy Tweemer as well, hopefully making this conversion a little bit easier.
Hunting her first points of Big Game 16. And this time Tuima makes no mistake. The gap is 10. Langy Tuima ensuring it's a full complement, which is no more than that footwork deserved.
Yeah, it's a brilliant finish. Amy Ralph has to do better in the tackle. She's just on the owl, thinking that somebody's going to cover her inside. But the difference for me, the speed that Harlequins are folding in defence, they're getting numbers around the corner, which is stopping Leicester being able to attack wide, and conversely Leicester aren't managing to get the same amount of people folding. So after 3-4 phases, it's quite easy for Harlequins to find that edge or to run between defenders that are trying to get to width.
Suffocating pressure off the kickoff, forcing the error from Harlequins, but somehow they've kept hold of it, and all the tricks are coming out of the Quins box right now. The line from Calendar, the dummy from Bonner. They've changed halves in the blink of an eye, and there is Bonner falling as she gathered that one. Back it comes. Packer finds Leany. What a dynamic looking forward she is. Now Neumann. And a big involvement there. Fabulous work from the centre turned flanker. It's Katie Childs with the turnover on the occasion of her 40th outing for Tigers. Jones goes quickly. Can't find a path through the red jerseys before her. Bartlett pops it up off the deck. It's helter-skelter stuff. Kaylee Powell with the stop and the start and the acceleration past Gallagher. Quins somehow still have the ball. Neumann, who has been an offloading, whirring dervish so far this season in the Premiership, just so full of swashbuckle. Same could be said of Connie Powell. Packer on the little loop around, but wasn't fooling Childs. He's looked at home with 7 on her back so far. Calendar has a rumble. Picked up and gone, and Connie Powell has got one to beat. This time, Ralph makes her tackle, and over the ball is Meg Jones, but illegally so.
The Cynical off feet.
And the talismanic Tiger looks absolutely flabbergasted, but she will be leaving the pitch for 10 minutes.
Yeah, the penalties have just mounted up, haven't they? Hollywood Sin, Meg Jones's arms go to the floor before she's come back on the ball, which probably would have likely been a try, hence the yellow card.
Cynical off feet.
It's a lovely break from Connie Powell through the ruck. You just see it. It's harsh, isn't it? Because you can see, but you've got to make an attempt to lift that ball. You have to show good pictures to the referee. Meg Jones will be gutted with that one. It all comes from that quick tap, though. For me, just stick it down the corner. Now they're defending a line out on the 5.
Hunting for what would be a bonus point score before half-time, before increasingly busy stands here at the Allianz Stadium. Calendar with yet another go. This time it's Leany. Amisa out. Look at them queuing up. Who wants it? Powell out. Finds Neumann. And with just 32 minutes on the clock, Harlequins have a bonus point try. And they are striding towards a first big game victory in 3 seasons.
Yeah, here's that quick tap. You win the ball back. I know backs are turned. I understand why Meg Jones has done it. And if that kick comes off, we're probably celebrating Leicester Tigers' potential run-in. But you just invite pressure back on. There's Meg Jones trying to make up for the earlier quick tap, probably just trying to do anything she can to get her team back in the game. And I'm loving the 9-10 link at the minute between Kaylee Powell and Lucy Packer. Obviously, Lucy Packer back into matchday squad this week, has been out for a little while. But she's starting to settle back in. You can see her running around, teasing defenders, trying to make people jump and put people into holes. And the late swing on that for Kaylee Powell created that try. It's a fantastic assist.
What do you make of Kaylee Powell at 10? Because we've seen her for her 32 previous senior rugby experiences ahead of coming to Quins this year. She's always been a fullback, always. They popped her in at 10 this year, and it looks like the results are coming. You're pretty familiar with Wales's current fly half. What do you think?
Yeah, I like what she's doing there. Obviously, Lakey George, for me, has that shirt all day long. I play with her, I'm going to say that. I think she's absolutely brilliant, and the skills that she's got is phenomenal, especially since she's come back. I've realised how good she is. But Kaylee Powell, for me, is fantastic. She challenges the line. Her skill set, the vision that she has, like I just mentioned, her and Lucy Packer at the minute are really pulling the strings, and I'm loving her work.
Not held. Okay, step.
Kunkel, ball in two hands, sized up the opposition before her and really accelerated into that one. Leanie does the same. Packer has brought so much vim and vigour to proceedings. That is beautiful from Pena. That is beautiful from Neumann. That from Kildunne might just have drifted forwards, and the oohs and ahs from the stands at the Allianz Stadium tell you all you need to know.
They probably didn't expect any Kildunne to pass, I'm not going to lie. But look at this, just Lucy Packer challenging the line, the hands from Tuima, the hands from Pena at the start.
Wait for her.
Love the work rate from Amy Cocaine. That's your hooker trying to get back and affect something. She definitely expected that to be a dummy. I don't think she was expecting that to come back in field. But you've got to catch that. You've got to take that, especially someone of her quality. She'll be really disappointed. You can see it on the face.
Thanks, mate. How are we getting on? Okay.
News coming out of South West London this week that Ellie Kildunne has signed a multi-year contract extension. What a way to bring a curtain down on a 2024 where she's gone to an Olympic Games, she's been player of the championship in the Six Nations, she's become World Player of the Year, and she's committed her future to this group.
I'm happy at the moment that you guys
she was
are
probably
getting
bored of all
away.
the other clubs trying to chase her and sign her up. But no, it's brilliant to see.
Not coming back in.
Obviously, the women's game's massively growing, and someone like Harlequins love having the big names there. So fantastic to see that Ellie Kildunne is locked down in, is it South West London?
South West London, I would say.
Let's
South
say
of the
London.
river.
London. Yeah, brilliant for her as well. Fantastic to see.
Time back on.
You'd be doubting my geography there.
She's obviously enjoying her rugby down here as well. She's playing some really good stuff. Always threatening ball in hand.
Well, the geography that matters right now is the fact that this is a defensive scrum where Amy Ralph will feed 10 metres from their try line. Jones is waiting behind this pack. The pack that is statistically the most successful in the PWR. 96% they're scrummaging at. And how appropriately. I think this scrum is in the southwest corner of the Allianz Stadium as well.
Okay, here we go.
All roads lead southwest.
Was my geography right then? I'm just being told over my shoulder they can obviously hear me on comms, but we're north of the river, so there we are. We're all baffled. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely horrified.
The scrum's about to pack down.
Yeah, let's talk about rugby. I did drop geography as soon as I could. McBrien rising swiftly from the scrum, and it's 8 on 8. There's such a discrepancy in size and frame between McBrien and Kunkel, but the ball stays with Tigers for the moment. Out of the 22, safely away and clear from Jones.
Got 2 and 2.
3 minutes left on the half. What a boost it would be for Tigers if they could register something here after such a bright start. Lizzie Hanlon there, just having a quick word with Connie Powell, who made her debut here against Ireland in the Six Nations this year. That cute Powell on the wraparound, bit of cross communication there. Cocaine right up in the grill of Wilcock, and eventually forcing the knock-on.
Pictures on your side on the scrum on that last one.
Yeah, Harlequins just trying to
white scrum, guys.
Run a special play, aren't they? But it's worked for them. The maul has worked for them. Pulling out of the maul, Alex Callender in the far corner, where she pulled out and hit Jay Concord, made so much ground on it. I don't think you need to add new things into the mix when what you're doing is working so well.
But equally, they have the bonus point now. So as long as they get the result in the bag, would you forgive them for cutting loose, for enjoying themselves, expressing themselves out there?
Yeah, fair enough. I'll put my coach's hat away.
Thanks, keep it away. In and out for Ralph. Wills just looking around and finding the support on her inside shoulder. Scots to Scott. McGee on an incisive line. Childs bringing everything to the open side position that Hudson had asked of her with that carry. Here is Frey, who skippered in McBrien's absence for a few rounds and has caught the eyes of the Red Roses coaches by all accounts. Those conversations are happening with increasing frequency, so remember the name.
It's much better phase play, isn't it, from Tigers? I don't think they expected the ball to come back this side, but until then, just much better intent going forward with the ball, cleaner breakdown. I know they're a player down, but they've got to have good ball retention, and as I say, that ball spills, and a fantastic box kick from Lucy Packer.
Penya's on the chase, not realising how much pressure she was under there was Henrich, and that is why you chase things down. Heads up rugby, appetite in abundance. Claudia Pena has 2 on her big game debut. The Las Leonas star taking on a whole pack of Tigers and coming up trumps.
Yeah, it's just Evie Wills, isn't it? Detail at the breakdown, knee hits the ball out of there. And that's what you want to see from your scrum halves, always scanning that backfield. Fantastic roller kick from Lucy Packer into the space, and when you've got wheels to burn on the outside, really good chase, really good finish. She's kneed it over the line as well, you don't see that very often, but glad to see she finally got that try. Chasing the hat-trick.
Okay.
It's not been a vintage first half off the tee for Langi Tuima, but the damage has been done out on the pitch. 5 tries for Harlequins. First blood going the way of Tigers through Meg Jones, but she was forced to watch on as that yellow card told. Scores from Claudia Pena, Connie Powell, Kaylee Powell and Lisa Neumann, and the hosts very much in control here as we hit the break. Look at that. As the sun sets here in Twickenham, the floodlights are on, the pyrotechnics are blaring, and it is a fitting setting to comment on what a difference a year can make. Harlequins started 2024 languishing 1 spot off bottom in the table. They went on to finish 7th. But these days, Ellie Kildunne and her quartered side are hunting bigger scalps, higher honours and shinier accolades. This is the best domestic competition in the women's game. That's the best player in the world right now. And they have stamped their authority all over this, their 4th appearance in Harlequins' annual big game. A bonus point in the bag, 20 points the buffer. Their kickoff to flex, and then Kaylee Powell, who has sparkled at fly half, gets us back underway.
No clear release.
Hollywood, our referee, gives the ball right back to the visitors,
No clear
who will
release.
soon be back up to a full complement of players. Meg Jones, they're scintillating outside centre, showing a yellow card towards the end of that first half. They want to be back to 15 aside. I'm watching this one alongside me. Someone who hopes to be back here for that World Cup final in 9 months' time. Someone who was scoring the last time she was here in a Red Roses jersey. Mo Hunt.
Goodness, I wasn't expecting that. Bit speechless. One thing for me that hopefully Leicester have sorted out in that halftime break, the brilliant thing about the halftime break is you can look at videos, you can actually speak about what's going wrong, what to do, but this line out is so important. Looks so confused. Amy Cocaine just happened to throw that one in. You can see Eva Donaldson on the floor looking around.
There's a knock-on in front.
I'm not sure they're going to want to kick this into the corner if I'm honest, but obviously it's pretty much the only option that they've got.
You've got about 30 seconds. Yeah.
we talk about watching videos and getting into the minutiae of the first 40 minutes. Surely Ted Lasso style, Mo, over the dressing room door, Tom Hudson would have written, win, line outs, have territory.
Okay. It's on the edge.
I honestly don't know that
Quins,
reference
just on
because
the
I
edge.
haven't watched
Take
it. It's a
second.
film, isn't it? But I'm not too sure. But yeah, no, absolutely. The beauty of it is that you have to be able to fix whatever's going wrong. That's what the halftime is for. And for me, obviously, that first line out, just go up at the front. It's worked. For Macaulay there all day, it's worked for them. Just do that. Just keep doing that until Quins put a pod there and stop you doing it.
Just secure that line out ball, which they failed to do again on that occasion, but fortunately they gifted it right back by Harlequins, only to knock it on. So we will have a scrum. Meg Jones back with us after a sin bin period, which ended 10-0 in favour of Harlequins, striding towards the top of the table. A win here today, and they will hit the summit of the PWR.
It's great to see for the league, isn't it? Obviously, Harlequins, they won it back in 2021, that COVID year, and then they haven't been in the final since then. They've not really been around in the playoff spaces, so for them to go back on top heading into 2025 is a massive statement to the league. We'll see if she can do anything to upset it.
If anyone can, it is Meg Jones. Packer feeds, Conkle plucks, and on they go, the Harlequins. Kaylee Powell, who has been effervescent for 43 minutes now, right from the off, and then Tuima on the wraparound. Kildunne looking to fix a defender and free up Wilcock, who is so dangerous. Ball in hand. The Sevens converts. Calendar. And then the two Powells in tandem. Kaylee on to Connie, each of them with a try, but the turnover being won by Charlotte Frey.
It's a really nice break again. You just see Tuima at the line, double pump, making sure defenders are moving out of the way and then hitting the right option, and a fantastic break again, like you mentioned, from Kaylee Powell. It's a great turnover for Leicester. So important that they get back in this game, that they build a little bit of momentum, that they keep the ball.
Let's go, guys.
They talked about starving Harlequins from possession, and they're actually down on that, 57% to Harlequins, 43 to Leicester. So if they're coming in with a game plan like that, it's important that they actually rectify the line out. They've lost 6, and then they go on. I'll stop talking about it soon, I promise.
But there it is, the safe front ball onto Omakwole. Frey gets herself another carry. She's second in the league for those. Such an industrious presence. Jones delaying that one, eventually finding Wills, who's grabbed just a handful of white fabric, enough for Lini to haul her down. Jones spots a little bit of open prairie. She's overcooked it.
It's the right option. Her hand goes in the air, but it is definitely the right option. Space there.
On the edge.
We've spoken about Omakwole being a power athlete. When you've got somebody with darts as good as Amy Cocaine, she can fire that in. Omakwole is always going to win the aerial battle when she knows the timing of her hooker. That's what I'm saying, just go to the front. It's such an easy fix for me that I'm so surprised why Leicester Tigers haven't done it sooner. Hopefully now we see them get a little bit of a foothold in the game. It does take away your options because obviously the ball is in the air longer from 9 to 10, but you've just got to win the ball.
Thank you.
Never straight from Connie Powell there, so ball back with Tigers. And as we heard Tom Hudson say in the first half, the best form of defence is attack. If you can keep your mitts on the pill, you can actually do something with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very far
There he is
over.
looking on.
Those laws come post-Chan.
Back at Leicester Tigers, where he started his own playing career, came through the ranks in the academy. He's had it instilled in him that there is no better badge. He is so proud to be back at Mattioli Woods Welford Road and leading this programme. There's a little win. Free kick taken swiftly by the captain, but she's got no one in support. Ball placed backwards and just about seized by Eva Donaldson. Did brilliantly there to be alert to the threat of Harlequins poachers.
Milking it.
This more of an arm wrestle this first few minutes of the second half, but up flies Sarah Bonner in that scrum cap.
Okay, stop it there.
Grabs her compatriot Evie Wills. Ralph finding Frey, and look at that. 3 Harlequins required to bring down the young looking forward.
Hold white.
Pragmatism from
Keep
Jones.
coming, keep coming.
Great kick from Kaylee Powell, finding the space.
Here is Claire Gallagher. Oh, there goes Claire Gallagher. How did she manage that? Houdini-esque from the fullback. No one could lay a glove to her, and the kick might work out a dream for Fran McGee. It's Pena back in defence, but the net gain for Leicester Tigers, 60 metres inhaled at the Allianz Stadium.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Fantastic break, shape to kick, absolutely sold the whole of the Quins pack, and then just slices through the middle. Lovely little nudge off her left foot as well. Clever work from McGee to try and knock that into the corner, but fantastic defensive work from Pena.
Donaldson gathers an arcing ball, and this is a 3rd visit to the 22 for Tigers. That was Katie Childs running hard into the Harlequins' defence. Now Charlotte Frey, all of these young athletes coming through the ranks, through the pathway at Leicester Tigers, and now with a penalty advantage to work with. I wonder how long it will be until Hollywood is giving a warning. Offset Omakwale. If she can get that down, it's the score, but the hold-up is fabulous. And rising with the plaudits, Lizzie Hanlon.
Drop out. Just make sure they're behind you for the restart.
Just what pressure does, isn't it? Omakwale trying to do everything to get her team back in the game. But actually, when their scrum success rate is so good, that might have been a really nice option to just call the scrum, pull all of their forwards in and reset. Their backs have been firing when they've had the ball. We know how dangerous Meg Jones can be. As it is, they're catching a ball and carrying back, trying to get back into the 22.
Jones's carry and offload, and then accelerating past the gain line there. Omakwale, again, so many carries already. 9 in just 48 minutes. What a find she has proven. He sets Frey, and it takes some ferocious determination from Fleming to stop her. That is cute. Here goes McBrien. Lucy Packer did so well there to slam shut the door of opportunity. Henrich gathers. She's got Pena and Kildunne for company, but the placement is excellent for Ralph. And the pressure being applied here by Tigers is starting to pay dividends. They're finding shape, they're building phases. They really banged the reset button during the break. Wills back and on to Jones, who rakes this one high into darkening skies. Off the foot there of Kaylee Powell. Wilcock with nowhere to go but into the arms of McGee. Forcing Quins into so many tackles. Poking and probing and just seeing what the hosts can do, ball in hand.
Use it!
Tuima's back in the pocket. Will use her boot to clear.
It's a clever clearance as well. Get the ball on the floor, make it run.
Meg Jones with a trio of hitch stats before she even found herself close to a Harlequin. Back to that 10-metre line. Patient play this time from Tigers. Jones heads back in against the grain.
Let it come.
Tigers with just that solitary win up in Salford against Sale Sharks for the season. Sharks who they will host next week in the PWR. A massive game that in the scheme of their season. McBrien full of running. The diminutive number 8 who punches so far above her weight. So does Omakwale, which is really saying something because she is tall, Amazonian.
Yeah, I agree.
Donaldson up and onto the 22. Well, face count is reading 6. You could probably stick 1 in front of that.
It's really patient work, isn't it? I just want Leicester Tigers, as I say that, numbers to the breakdown. It's a turnover. You just gotta keep hold of the ball. Fantastic turnover, textbook from Alex Callender, but you don't want to isolate your runners when you've worked so hard, built through the phases. Look at this, just a throw down.
Hold there, let's check the problem.
Alex Callender's so good, just stays on her feet, throws her to the floor, gives herself every opportunity at that ball. It's a really, really good turnover. But Tigers, when you're building those phases, you've just got to stay together. You've got to work in your threes in those forwards. If there are no forwards around, then somebody just has to go and hit that breakdown. It's promising from Leicester, though. Much better. Such a nice little bit of play, just inside ball. Amy Ralph jumps out, trying to attract that guard. That first defender out of position. You see the chase. Lovely footwork as well. Good D from Lucy Packer, but again, for me, just die with the ball. Keep the ball. The pressure's on Harlequins. Macaulay here again, just trying to do something. Like we've mentioned her, the power through contact all the time. But it's fantastic defence from Harlequins. They just need to galvanise as a team for me. 45% possession, that has gone up from the stat earlier in the game, but they've just got to galvanise as a team. At the minute, they're a bunch of individuals trying to do something, trying to make something happen, and they're big game players, we know that, but they've got to do it together.
Time back on, holding on.
Harlequins infamous this season for having their own bomb squad, Springbok style. They've got a tendency to load their bench with that 6-2 split and dump them all out onto the pitch at the same time. Not the case today, but here come the cavalry, and look at the calibre of them. Off comes Connie Powell, Sarah Bonner and Beth Wilcock. And onto the field arrives Caris Phillips, you can see there. 79-time Welsh international.
You're subbing.
We've also been joined by Lauren Chorley, Olympic sevens athletes. So many with sevens backgrounds on the field today.
Okay, let's go.
And then a bit of a mix-up. Sarah Bonner will be staying with us. Caitlin Leaney leaves the field.
Okay. Time back on.
They're really priding themselves this season, Harlequins, on their recruitment, on the competition in this group. By all accounts, Tuesday's sessions are ferocious, going hammer and tongs at one another with selection on the line. And it's led to so many of these athletes playing the rugby of their careers. One of those, certainly, Lisa Neumann. Just oozing ambition every time she touches it. Same could be said of Conkle. But the ball's been stripped. And a weary-looking Evie Wills hammers that one upfield. Chase coming in from Henrich. She's got Neumann in her crosshairs. Falls off the tackle, though. Macaulay makes no such mistake.
Option, not turning to touch. Cool. Scrum called.
This is a lovely set line out. Kaylee Powell taking it to the line. Tuima again, the double pump. And then fantastic ball from Pena out to the width. Lovely tackle on the edge. Look at this for a turnover. Oh, it's gone, but fantastic turnover in the next play as well. Evie Wills spotting the space in the backfield. And a really good result from Leicester Tigers.
Well, Harlequins yet to visit the 22 in this second half. It's been such a resurgence from Leicester Tigers, who haven't scored since that early Meg Jones try. Ralph finds Jones, who sends through a skittling effort, but look at the kick chase from Harlequin. So many red jerseys descending upon that one, although ball knocked on. How about that position for Tigers?
Yeah, it's a really nice option. Great ball from Ralph from the back of the scrum. Meg Jones just dinking it through. Good work from Neumann to read that, but as she's dived on that ball, it's just bobbled. That's why you never let a rugby ball bounce.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Really good chase through as well.
No foul play,
just before that scrum, I was thinking to myself, keep hold of this ball, Leicester. Go forward, do the phases, but what do I know, eh? They've got a scrum on the 5 metre now. Fantastic option, Megan Jones, well done.
Well, you say, what do you know? You were down at Sandy Park earlier on in this round, snapping Exeter Chiefs' unbeaten sit at the summit of the standings. Nice to take a bit of pressure off yourselves by Gloucester Hartpury's lofty standards. It's been a competitive start to the season.
Yeah, absolutely, but that's what you want. You want competitive games, you want to be in a fight. It brings out the best in everyone, and it's definitely bringing out the best in us. We're not really chasing the table or anything like that. It's just about what's in front of you and living in the moment, which the girls have been amazing for. Obviously, really difficult place to go, but we love going down there as Gloucester Hartpury. We absolutely adore playing at Sandy Park. So yeah, I can't complain.
Well, Lisa Neumann doing as her Welsh teammate Alex Callender did a little bit earlier on, receiving a bit of attention, some blood. We'll be having another Quins against Leicester tussle in just an hour or so's time as the men go toe to toe. Two sides who were absolutely shellacked in the last round of Gallagher Premiership action. So both Michael Checker and Danny Wilson's men looking to make amends beneath the lights and hot on the heels of Rudimental. Then TNT Sports 1 tomorrow for your Sunday tea time fix. Exeter Chiefs still looking for that first victory of the campaign, hosting a high-flying Cherry and White. And then the rugby review with Craig and the team, and featuring what should be fascinating, an in-depth chat with Rob Baxter. Unmissable stuff and the perfect way to put cherry on the cake of this round of the Premiership. Down the tunnel heads Neumann. She'll hopefully be back with us very shortly, but that does mean that it is a first big game appearance for someone they are extremely excited about in these parts. 19-year-old Sarah Parry, looking through the ranks at Worcester, played for England under 18s. Got her first PWR try against Trailfinders just a few rounds ago. But she's on defensive detail now because that scrum has earned a penalty advantage for Tigers, who will be so keen to hammer it home.
You're under penalty advantage, 9.
Still with the advantage, just a metre shy. Ralph looking to find one of the heavies on her outside. Onto the field is KMA Sangapolo Sonele wearing 23, the US Eagle making her first appearance of the season. She has it now. Driving hard, a matter of inches in it. Tigers looking for a first score in what feels like an age. Again they reload, but look at the drive, the response from Miller Mills and from Bonner, from Tarani too. Tigers out on their feet looking to repel this. Now Jones with the looping pass over the top. Can't quite find McGee. Kildunne had her well marked.
I do get it, it worked for them in the first half, but when you have so much space on the far side, just go and sit there as an attack. Just go sit there, Meg Jones, go sit there, take them. Then you don't have to throw the 50-metre pass to get the try. Do you know what I mean? Just carry, take people on. You look here, it's a lovely scoot back, but there's so much space out there. I would have loved to have seen Gallagher go and sit on the shoulder. Just give Meg Jones that option to just go behind Tash Jones. It's potentially a yellow card, is that? Or is she attempting to catch that one-handed in the air, jumping? If that's a knock-on,
She's Ellie Kildunne. It's believable that she could have caught that. You could see her going the length. She does incredible things. So, lather, rinse, repeat. We've seen this one before. Ralph finding Jones. This time there are bodies there, but Jones on an arcing run, popping it out and on to Henrich. And it's taken 50 long minutes for Tigers to have their second, but they do. Not just undaunted here at the Allianz Stadium, but relishing it. And Emily Henrich has her first PWR score.
It's a really nice play, isn't it? Behind the scrum, making defences guess, and then Meg Jones just backs herself on that outside arc. Burns Sarah Parry on the outside, and a lovely little assist try. Do you know what my favourite thing about that, though, was how quickly Henrich ran back to halfway, because normally after a try scored, you wait, you take your breath, you make sure that you have time to process everything that's just happened, but they are right up for this, you can tell.
Forward pass that we called for, so
maybe the comeback's on.
Okay.
Well, they are, Leicester Tigers, a team that blow hot and cold. They won the fourth quarter the last time they faced Harlequins all the way back in round 3, and they've only conceded 34 points over their last 3 matches in the second 40. They grow into games, they find their feet, so you can see why Henrich was running back.
Yeah, absolutely. Just watching that replay again, the timing of pass from Megan Jones was brilliant because she was on the outside of Parry. Pila just had to sit, had to wait to see if she needed to jump in, which get that split second for Henrich to get down in the corner. Can they deal with this kickoff?
Well, it was Frey who diffused it. Here's the carry from Sangapolo Sanele. Destructive ball in hand is the US Eagle.
Stop White. Ball on.
That one not quite the kick that Fury might have wanted. Kildunne, ball under one arm, and watching on for us is a man who knows big games very well. Ross Chisholm in the Quins coaching box. Let's get his thoughts with Ashley.
Thanks, Claire. Ross, I mean, they call it a big game for a reason. It really is delivering. You were 20 points clear at half-time. Leicester Tigers getting the first score in the second half. What have you made of that?
Yeah, look, we spoke about half-time around tidying the breakdown up. We probably haven't executed that as well as we could have done in this, first 10-15 minutes. So that'll hopefully be the focus area for the next block of time for us.
What were the conversations at half-time? You know, when you are 20 points clear, what are you saying to the girls?
I think it's just concentrating on what we're doing and making sure that we're sticking to our standards and the things that we're trying to do around the contact. Oh, that's a big collision. Around the contact area. That's probably the big one, is just focusing on our game and sort of almost, it sounds cliche, but that kind of 0-0 mentality around how do we just keep concentrating on what we're doing.
And Ross, you featured in a number of big games. How different is it watching on from this position as it is to playing out there? Where are you more nervous?
Oh, it's way worse sat up here. You've got more control when you're down there. So I'd definitely say the adrenaline's going more when you're up here.
Great to speak to you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I don't think we've ever come out of one of those with so many bodies down across a rugby field. Langi Tuima is receiving some treatment. Kayame Sangapolo Sanele is the same. And of most concern are looking in some real discomfort.
Who's injured, it makes the
Julia
tackle makes
Omakwale.
head contact.
But we are heading up to join Dan Jones, our TMO, who has spotted something in the background. Well, Omakwale thundered up there to meet Parry.
So a camera angle that shows you.
Looks to be getting low as she could in making that tackle.
So the head makes contact with her head, but there is also a lot of contact through the body.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we've got head on head. We do have foul play. The tackle is always upright. There is a high degree of danger because it's at speed. However, for me, the force is through the body and then makes head contact, so I'm on yellow card. Does everybody agree?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, agreed.
What number was it again? Okay. 6. He's over here. This captain. Okay. She is going to be going off. Okay. Yeah, so we've got head contact. Okay. We do have foul play because she's always upright. Okay. However, most of the force is through the body. Okay. So it's indirect. So it'll be a yellow card. Yeah. 6.
Well, however much Leicester will rue losing one of their most ferocious and industrious operators, what is so good to see is Omakwale leaving the field. They're looking relatively unscathed from the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. She was down on the floor for a while, getting some treatment before that as well.
Take a step.
There were so many big collisions in that. I think we had 4 bodies on the floor at one stage. I wasn't sure where to look. It's good to see the TMO implemented though.
Just on the edge, guys.
And this, a first visit into the Tigers 22 in 20 minutes for Harlequins. Caris Phillips' first job, ball in hand, is to throw that onto Sarah Bonner, and just like that, they've gobbled up 5 metres as the Quins fans start to make themselves heard, but so too do the Tigers ones. There are boos and cheers, but most critically, there is a red pack lurching towards and over the whitewash. And Caris Phillips will score before thousands in Twickenham. It's their first score of the second half, and it might just have snuffed out the little Leicestershire renaissance we were sensing.
Really good drills, isn't it? Nice and tight. Caris Phillips knows exactly where that line is, just drops on it. But can we just take a moment for the atmosphere in the stadium at the moment? In my life, I didn't think we'd see a women's club game be represented like this, and it's absolutely amazing. All the flags are going, the flames are going off. It's quality to be part of.
It really is goosebump-inducing stuff. Each time they've held one of these Harlequins women, the numbers have ticked up. As we said, they will be announcing at some point soon just how many are gathered here for this fixture. They'd like it to be above 20,000. And hot on the heels of today, Mo, you will hopefully be involved at Ashton Gate next weekend when more than 5,000 tickets have been sold for Bears against the reigning champions. It's the best league in the world, and the attendances are rising to match.
It's a brilliant break by Alex Calendar, isn't it? The ball transfer to allow the offload to Delgado. Quins are looking rampant now.
Scrum advantage. Just knocked on. Scrum white. Time off. 9. Let's put the ball down here, please. TMO will always sweep, yeah.
What a feast for the eyes. Thousands and thousands descending upon the Allianz Stadium at Twickenham, and these men up next. We are diving from the Women's Premiership into the Gallagher Premiership as Harlequins will host Leicester Tigers, and that man there, whose brother is in the coaching box for the women, James Chisholm, and in fact Jack Walker there as well. Both of them help out coaching with Ross Chisholm's side, both involved with the forwards, so invested in this programme. And look at the hordes who have turned out to watch them arrive. It looks like an international.
It does, but why is nobody out there telling them to get inside the stadium? There's a game going on.
It's a very good point. Hopefully, once they've seen Harlequins into the sheds, they will come and plonk themselves down and enjoy the final 15 minutes of this one.
It is awesome to see though, isn't it? Harlequins do it so well. It was class to be part of last year. Absolutely brilliant. And you can see what it means to the fans as well, welcoming their team in.
Okay, let's start building.
They also traditionally do pretty well at the big game. They've won each of them all the way back until 2019, where the side who denied them a victory, it was Leicester Tigers. So the stage is set for a festive cracker here at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham. The welcoming committee of dreams, an arena bathed in floodlights. And as we swoop back down into the bowl, Tigers pack down against Quins. Yeah, Bartlett is off, so Abby Constable enters the fray, and so too is Amy Ralph. So it's Jenny Maxwell in at scrum half now for the visitors, who have found one of their most potent weapons in Fran McGee, who is so electric. But on that moment there, she opted for her power game, got the big fend out. And having a trundle is Constable, the Welsh international, formerly of Gloucester Hartbury. Frey, still going, still furious every time she gets her hands on it. Gallagher in that first receiver onto Jones. Henrich with a try to her name and hunting another.
Tackle, release!
Neumann is back on. Well bandaged and effecting tackles.
There's a bit more fizz and intent, isn't there, about Leicester Tigers at the minute. Jenny Maxwell onto the pitch at scrum half. Gallagher slotted into 10. Meg Jones has thrown a couple of missed passes on the edge where they're getting some good ground as well.
Flat as you like from Jones. That was a peach. And now look at McGee, the former ballerina, dance down the touchline.
Scrum advantage.
Kildunne chalks up another little involvement in that tantalising head-to-head.
Slow ball, back to the knock-on.
She's averted a crisis, but as you said, tails are up amongst the Tigers.
Just look at this ball. Gallagher doesn't take any steps, just out the back door to Meg Jones, and that is inch perfect from Megan Jones. Brilliant work from Kildunne to get back across and make the tackle, but Fran McGee for me has looked really sharp all game long. Just slightly misses Kildunne on the handoff and then really worried about getting dragged into touch, so tries to leave the ball. Unfortunately, just gone forward.
One of the many athletes with ambitions for that World Cup, the final of which will be played right here in 9 months' time, but she could have some tournament, could the Scottish flyer, and part of a Scottish outfit who currently sits 7th in the world rankings, their best ever position. They are a force on the rise. Tuima finding Kildunne. There's a 2-on-1 on this near touchline, but across heads Henrich just to shut the door there. There's the switch. Kildunne finds Neumann. Offload is lovely. Look at the dancing feet of Pena. She's on for a hat-trick. Might that be the assist instead? Ellie Kildunne will score at Big Game 16. The scriptwriters have been busy. Of course it's Kildunne.
It's a brilliant finish, isn't it? Just, again, transfer from Kaylee Powell. That's a miss too. Langi Tuima just feeds the speed earlier. And look at Meg Jones for everything she does right. She's chasing Ellie Kildunne there, which actually creates the space for Neumann to go back into. Really good feet from Pena, keeps the ball alive, knows exactly, just bouncing defenders. And Ellie Kildunne, patient as you like, just holding her feet on the outside. She didn't need to accelerate that hard, she was just showing us how quick she really is. It's a brilliant finish into the corner though. She is rapid for anyone questioning, by the way. Absolutely rapid, can get nowhere near her anymore.
Just because we are getting used to her captivating brilliance, it doesn't mean we are getting tired of it.
Tuima's going to be so disappointed with how she's kicked off the tee this evening. She's normally really prolific in that area. Not to be today. Just look at this again. Just opening up the space. It's really good work from Neumann just to hold her feet and come on that switch as well. Too often you see wingers holding the touchline thinking, no, I only operate in this 5 metre. So really clever work from Neumann to come back on that. And a brilliant finish from Harlequins.
Number 9 sub. And what number? 6.
That is their 7th score of the afternoon. Julia Omakwule will be back with us very shortly. Just 30 seconds remaining on that sim bin.
Time back on.
Parry receiving that kickoff. Emma Swords on with us now, finding one of the other newly introduced athletes, Laura Delgado, better known as Bimba, Spain's captain. Gallagher hoovering up that loose ball, kicking it through. Look at the speed of Lauren Torley. Scampers back, touches that one down. Quins will have the drop out. Before their men's side watching on from the tunnel. There's a real one-club mentality. So much momentum building behind both of these two outfits, although it will be the women sat top of their respective Premiership at the end of this fixture. That's a summit a little bit beyond the reach of the men. Kaylee Powell. Finding Henrich. He beats the first, but very few today
You're off your feet.
have beaten Alex Callender, who eventually gets the job done. Jessie Spurrier involved as well in that tackle. Ball knocked on. Harlequins will feed the scrum. We've seen Harlequins arrive for their big game. Here come their opponents, the Tigers, who came to tea. And arriving are Michael Checker's men, who endured the most torrid of Saturdays against an inspired Bristol Bears last week at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road. But they've got an invite to the big dance this evening. That one kicking off at 6 o'clock, but our build-up starting on TNT Sports 1 at 5:15. And Mike Brown appearing in shot there. How strange it must be for him coming up against Harlequins. That big game. Kildunne still going, still full of running and slipping tackles, slipping shackles. Kildunne on the charge, bouncing ball finds Kunkel. Frey colliding with the Inverness enforcer there in the midfield, allows Leicester to just about begin to scramble back into their defensive shape, but Harlequins bang up for this passage of play. Parry thumps down. When they get purring at this lot, they are so devastating. Irresistible through traffic, so many options. Here is Lauren Brooks wearing 19. She wore 6 as Harlequins were crowned Premiership champions in 2021. Torley.
Thank you.
Showing destructive strength there with the fend, eventually brought down. Swords onto Kunkel, lovely ball onto Miller Mills, who arrived at speed. Try scorer Phillips. Harlequins up beyond the 5-phase mark for the 5th time today. But this time, it will be snuffed out, and it's Cocaine who has it.
Interesting that on the 70th minute, Amy Cocaine didn't fancy the quick tap that time. It's really nice build-up play from Harlequins though, wasn't it? Missed kick there, but just the way that they're attacking the line, they've got options everywhere. That is unbelievable.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. With a splash and a beam, Ellie Kildunne reaches into her hat and pulls out another one of her seemingly endless supply of rabbits. She is so entertaining, and that was the hammer, the nail in the coffin of Tigers tonight.
Yeah, it's a missed kick, isn't it, from Megan Jones, and just the tempo that she's running at. Then it's the double-footed step through the first line, little shimmy, the hair goes out the back. I think that's what sold the defender. I think it's Fran McGee. It's just brilliant finish, just in and out, just around defenders. She's brushed off Amy Cocaine there. She's a hard defender to brush off, and a really nice finish.
She scored a hat-trick here against Ireland in the Six Nations. It's her first time back on this pitch since. 10 points in as many minutes, and Harlequins have 8 tries from 10 visits.
Do you know, when you've got feet like she's got, when you've got pace like she's got, she is so undefendable. She's been absolutely brilliant all game today. And every team that comes up against her knows that you can't give her too much time, too much space, because she has the ability to just carve you up like this. The ball transfer as well to allow herself with the fend. Lauren Torley doing well, showing that she can keep up with her as the GB7s player.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mo, you've got them in round 18 under the Friday night lights.
Knocked on by Red.
At Quins home, live on TNT Sports. Good luck containing her then.
Can't wait.
Okay, nothing coming there. Back for the scrum. Just here. Okay, it's knocked on. White scrum. Right, fair. Just here.
Well, their biggest score of the season this year, Harlequins, was 47 points put on Trail Finders a month ago. 47-26, that one finished. So this will be their biggest margin of victory. And they're hunting their biggest score of the season too. This to be an 8th consecutive win. This to see them go top. They are back. Make no mistake, the 2021 champions will take some beating. But for now, Jones whipping that one onto McGee, who absolutely floors it. Skins Storley, just about hauled down by Ellie Kildunne, who can do it with and without the ball. Tiana Gordon with the carry, 5 metres out. Leicester Tigers looking for what will be a 3rd score here at the big game. They opened the scoring, they want to have the final say to Maxwell. Finds Sangapolo Sanele, hand up, ball down, that's the score, that will mean the world.
It's a brilliant finish, isn't it? Let's look at this break again. Just a simple miss pass. Too easy to get on the outside of this brilliant Quins defence for me. Torley misses the tackle, but Ellie Kildunne absolutely fantastic across the ball. Fran McGee as well, keeping hold of the ball that time, and really nice patient work.
The trickiest of finishers, and so it proves. Mo, we have been treated to so many exemplary individual performances, but I do have to make you pick one for your Clinique Game Face Player of the Match. You can have some runners and riders if you like.
This is my worst thing, but no, Ellie Kildunne, I think she's been fantastic. Obviously the 2 breaks, but the lady on screen, I've gone for Kaylee Powell today as the Clinique Player of the Match. I just think that she's pulled the strings so well alongside Lucy Packer. 2 try assists, a try herself. And this game for me was done in the first half, and that was large in part down to Kaylee Powell. So she is our Clinique Game Face Player of the Match. I have to shout out Alex Callender as well. I think she's been brilliant both sides of the ball, as has Pina. But yeah, fantastic performances across the whole Quins pack.
Kaylee Powell, another who's had a brilliant 2024. Touring the world with the GB7s, going to an Olympics as a travelling reserve with the squad, joining a new club, finding a new position, and how about that, leaving with some Clinique goodies after orchestrating one of Harlequins' most emphatic performances of what has been a wildly successful campaign.
Okay, nothing coming there.
Scrappy play as 3 minutes remain.
Scrum red.
It has been a bit bitty in part, hasn't it, the game today, but we've had some incredible tries as well.
Sorry, James, coming your side.
Some really lovely interplay, some lovely link play. Yeah, you can see Harlequins winning 8. That's the same record that Exeter Chiefs had as well this year.
Manage your own space.
That man is doing wonders for his side.
He's been riddled with flu all week, Ross Chisholm. He spent Christmas in bed, bless him, with kids running up and down the house and game plans to pull together, but he's made it. Sniffling away in the coach's box and watching his side score 8 tries at the big house across the road from their usual home.
All on.
2.5 minutes remaining on this one. One more score, unless the Tigers will have themselves a try-scoring bonus point, but not if the player of the match has anything to say about it. Kaylee Powell places it backwards.
Use it.
Just love the work rate to get back. That's why she's player of the match for me, look.
That Sevens fitness, that dogged determination. Laura Delgado, tackled well there by Morgan Richardson, who's on for Tigers, who have given at points a really good account of themselves. Make no mistake, this is only their 2nd season mixing it with the best clubs in the world. And they are starting to find their feet, ruffle some feathers.
Lost forward by
As
Red.
exemplified there.
Ripped by White.
Ball ripped away from Claudia Pena.
Ripped by White.
Yeah.
Okay, let it come.
They'll have one more throw of the dice. It's Constable with it there.
Come, Red.
Maxwell onto the try scorer, Sangapola Sanele.
Okay, no hands, Red.
What return to action for her after injuring herself
Stop,
during
20.
WXV. Jones kicks that one away, setting off in hot pursuit is Tess Fury. Tricky as anything for Powell, but she is just having a lot of fun out there. Beats a couple of defenders, grabs a couple of extra meters. Surely Quins, at this stage of the match, won't look to play it from deep.
Stranger things have happened.
Parry was in the pocket, calling for it there. But they're going to keep it in hand for now. Calendar still going, ships it out and on to Pena. A delicate little kick through from the former Barcelona back. Sits up for Gallagher. Assesses her options. Oh, it's knocked on though. Constable can't gather. Harlequins will take their time with this scrum.
Yeah, she just wasn't expecting it, was it? Was Constable really difficult when a player's coming across the pitch and you're trying to backtrack, get onside. When that ball comes in front of you, it's really hard to then come back onto it, even though her nickname is Twinkle Toes.
Clock goes red as the thousands gathered here cheer Kaylee Powell on. A big game scrunchie, a big game jersey, and a big, big performance. Meaty scrum from Quins.
Not straight.
They've won themselves a penalty. Wonder if they'll go
Not
for just
straight.
one more.
They might as well give the crowd something to cheer about. They are.
A play after your own heart. You'd never have let them kick that dead.
Tigers, you're on the 10. Just on the 10.
This is the time they can pull out a special play if they want.
Yes.
Clock's in the red, no issue at all. Go for your lives.
They really love these finishes with a flourish to Harlequins. 8 tries in the final 10 minutes, top of the tree. So let's see what they can do, what they can conjure up before the biggest crowd of the day. Pena scurrying there in towards Gordon. Kaylee Powell with the deceleration and then the rip up through the gears. Conkle. Swords finding Kildunne, and you could just hear the volume crank up in this place as she got her hands on it. Miller Mills bundles up towards halfway. Harlequins 8 tries and counting. But the ball stripped. Tigers will have one final crack.
Okay, not now, 10.
The gift that keeps on giving this game.
Driving on through contact there was Richardson. Here now, Sangapola Sonele, Frey, implausibly still with running in her legs. What a special, special talent she is. Gallagher, there's the little switch from Wills. Jones finding Henrich, marking her towards the touchline is Neumann. This would be the bonus point try. Buddies charging in.
Red no, red no.
They've managed 2 try bonus points all season, Leicester Tigers. This would mean the world. Richardson dragged down. Jones onto Henrich, Neumann and Calendar, the 2 Welsh women colliding. What a day it's been for the Welsh side, but what a day it has been for Harlequins. They have it back, and it's a weary Claudia Pena who picks up that one.
She's been brilliant, hasn't she, all day long? Taking on attack, taking on the defence. Outside breaks, lovely handling.
Okay, you're just on the 5.
Do we think they're going to kick this one out now? She's not.
To be fair to Quins, if you get to play on this pitch once
That's
a year,
fine.
you don't want it
Take
to
time,
end
just
at 80
halfway.
minutes.
Just on the halfway.
Kaylee Powell might not, because she seems like she has running in her legs, but there are some of her forwards that have been on this pitch for 83 minutes long, and I'm not sure if they'll be very thankful of that.
Alex Callender will definitely still be up for this one. Ross Chisholm probably wants to be home with a Lemsip. But if they score this, it'll be pure champagne. Emma Swords thinks she spotted a little opportunity. She managed to offload that deftly onto Sarah Bonner, swiftly to the breakdown. Phillips feels herself a centre for all of a moment and carries hard. Kaylee Powell back and on to Parry, back in, slippery as an eel. And Benia stops completely motionless. Now she goes again. We are 4 minutes now into overtime. Kildunne wants to make it 2 calendar hat-tricks here at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham. Swords to Delgado, Bonner. Such a blockbuster player once she gets motoring. Parry finding Phillips.
Okay, no hands, wrong angle, no hands.
GPS stats through the roof out on the pitch. They've already scored more tries than they've managed in a game all season. This will be their 8th straight victory.
Keep coming,
Fury.
keep coming, stop. Keep
Sending
coming.
that one towards Kildunne. Oh, here we go. Surely not another. Selflessly finds Bonner. Chicken wing offload. Look at what is taking place before us. No one wants this game to end. We certainly don't. Callender. Recycled and onto Phillips. Kaylee Powell finding Lauren Brooke. 85 minutes played. Miller Mills with the canny jinking support line, but then Meg Jones has a turnover. Ball is knocked on, and Quins go top. Those kaleidoscopic jerseys must feel like superhero capes right about now. This team are running so irresistibly hot. Good luck following that rudimental. These women have cracked the base right up at Twickenham, dropping 8 tries en route to an 8th straight win to reach #1 in the charts. And before what we hope will prove to be a record crowd. Tigers can take so much heart out of that. They opens the scoring. They just didn't go away. They've scored 3 tries on hallowed turf at the Allianz Stadium. But today belongs to the sides who sit at the summit of the PWR. Full time in the big game. Harlequins 42, Leicester Tigers 17.